Next fighting is 3 rounds in a cage legacy catchweight bout. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 74 kgs. Fighting out of Arena Wexford, presenting Lukasz Zillions. That is about to make his way to the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 74 kgs. Fighting out of Fantom, presenting Matvei Zara.
Cage Legacy 10, this is Noel O'Keefe calling the action alongside Phil Campbell and the face of Bellator, Richard Kiley. We have a catchweight bout at 74 kgs. And touch gloves were underway. Matvei Zara taking on, in the red trunks, taking on Zillions, who is in the black. And it's Zara with the big takedown.
Double.
Lands in side control, Zara.
Grab your watch, yeah? Grab the watch. You remember the grip?
Zara may look to try and grab his opponent and take him off the cage here.
My view is just slightly obstructed here, unfortunately, in commentary. Post in the way.
But Lukasz continuing to hold on to that neck. He's leaving himself susceptible to the Von Flue choke if he continues to hold on whilst inside control. Not quite sure Matvei has identified that.
Hook his leg, yeah? Hook his leg.
He's got back into full guard now, and Zara's going to try posture up and land shots from the top. Stuffed the head of Zillions up against the cage here.
Just immobilizing the hips completely there by stuffing the head against the cage. Landing big strikes.
Shots here.
The shots he's landing, Richard, is this something that when you're having success in this position, you don't need to advance your position? You can stay here and land heavy shots from top.
No, he's in a good position, and the strikes he's landing are very, very heavy, so he doesn't need to advance his position here at all. But just continue what he's doing, just the nice control and land those big shots.
Lukasz really needs to open up that guard and do something, even get the feet on the hips and push away. Doesn't need to threaten with a submission, but needs to create space and distance.
Give a bit more distance from him.
And the corner of Zillions just calling to lose the legs and create distance.
1.5 minutes, Lukasz.
Zara happily sitting in this position and trying to separate, get the shots and soften up his opponent and maybe advance position down. But as we said, maybe no need when he's having success digging to the body.
Really need to see some kind of activity here from Lukasz. He can't just stay and stall in this position. He needs to either grab his opponent, break them down and negate the striking, or get his feet on the hips, as I say, and push away, create distance, stand up.
Landing heavy shots again.
He's just got the separation. If he postures up, he could throw down big shots from top, and Zillions has really been trapped here, almost from the opening bell here.
Unless he's perhaps trying to set up an armbar and trying to catch one of those errant strikes from Zara.
Zara staying cool and calm on top, just going about his work, not expending much energy. But in a position like this as well, Phil, how exhausting is this for Zillions on bottom, closing that guard? Is that tiring on the legs?
Closing the guard and trying to maintain that guard, it's obviously going to burn the legs out. That's why I want to see him be a little bit more proactive.
And again, Zara is just happy to sit here and land shots. Your referee, Derek Kick, he can't do much as in to separate, because Zara is doing plenty of work here. Rarely prelims here at Cage Legacy 10 in Dublin.
Big strikes down the round there from Zara, trying to put
and a little bit of afters there. Zillions, if he put maybe that energy into getting up from the bottom there that he just did in that stare, maybe he wouldn't have found himself on his back for the majority of the opening round. Second round about to get underway here, and there was a little bit of afters there. Zillions is engaged, and his stare, probably the most successful thing he done in the opening round. If it was fair, it's a bit harsh, but it is fair. Let's see, can he open up and keep it on its feet here? He's being active in movement.
Zara almost looking at him with contempt when he threw those shots.
We may see Matvei just use his strikes to close distance and set up on a takedown. Just grab his opponent, put him against the cage, because that wrestling was working for him.
You can see he's the much thicker of both fighters. Although both fighters coming in at 74 kgs, you can see Zara is a lot thicker.
Yeah, he's looking to land. Everything he throws is heavy. You can see the shots when they land. There you go.
There's that clinch. May look to switch to the double here.
You can see he was just looking, he was allowing almost in ways Zillions time to throw his shots just so he could close the range and get in, and straight away this time he advances his position. He's now on half guard. And this is a position a lot of fighters like, because you can really control your opponent from this position and land heavy ground and pound. And
may look just to slide that knee through into side control.
Has that right arm pinned as well, Phil.
Could be looking for almost a quasi crucifix position, but slips right in the mount, landing big strikes.
Derek Hickey's going to be looking close at this, Richard.
Yeah, he had the arm trapped. I can't see now. My vision is obscured, but he was landing heavy shots there with the arm trapped.
Potential arm bar. He's passing it up as a gift wrap. Christmas is coming early for Zara if he grabbed it, but
no, he's just happy to land thunderous strikes, giving the referee very little option right now. Referee calling for action.
Zillions needs to do something here. He is in danger of being stopped. Easier said than done with a man on top like Zara here. Good control.
Trying to use that cage to wall walk, but if he's flexible enough, he needs to get those feet underneath the armpit of Zara.
That arm is screaming, take me home. Put me on your mantelpiece.
He doesn't need these heavy shots. He just needs to increase the frequency, and this fight to be stopped.
There's a little bit of nastiness, all right, in Zara. I think that was a polite way of saying it, but here we go. The heavy shots again. He's enjoying the punishment he's laying out here on his opponent.
We very well could be looking at the beginning of the end here, gentlemen.
Derek Hickey, it won't be long, and a lot of shots have gone down and nothing coming back, so I can see Derek Hickey stepping in here soon. Zillions, to his credit, is trying to buck. He's trying to get out of the position, but Farrett, an excellent top game. There's the arm now. Surely this is it.
Slowly turning.
He's made an error in it, though. And
the triangle's there if he wants to try and set it up, but he has the arm. Lucas doing the right thing by trying to step over.
The arm is there. He's almost trying to cowboy Cerrone it and bend back out. And
Zara going belly down on it. He may have just made a mistake at the last minute when trying to execute that arm bar.
Thinking we might have potentially seen the reason why he didn't go for the armbar initially. He maybe wasn't confident in that submission.
Lucas doing the right thing to defend here, not giving Zara the purchase to get the hips right in and go belly down on it.
In hindsight there, Richard, it looked like maybe if he stayed landing the heavy shots, he could have got the TKO rather than going for that armbar.
Should have just stayed in the position over the submission. He just couldn't have landed the shots, and I think that's this fight would have stopped.
A lot of work here for Lukasz Zillions to do in the third round here. Matvei Zara has had it all his own way. Could have got the fight finished.
Heavy uppercut.
Looking to start strong again as Zara at the start of the third and final round here. He's closed the distance, and this is not where Lukasz wants to be. He needs separation.
But Lukasz grabbing a hold of that neck. Zara doing the right thing by trying to maintain posture, looking straight up instead of pushing that head in.
I'd like to see him get his hip against the fence here. He's just very susceptible to the double leg.
Zara in on a single, perhaps.
Richard, this is something that I think you can speak about. Coming from your style of fighting, kickboxing style as well, fighting against someone who's predominantly wants to grapple, how difficult is it to change your game?
Heavy shots here. I wouldn't get into a gunfight here now.
Nice push kick, and all of a sudden it's opened up here for Lukasz, but he
almost set himself up for that double leg takedown by rushing in.
Too much forward momentum there, and maybe got excited and allowed Zara to get it back to where he wants this fight.
That's maybe a little bit of inexperience of youth coming in there. What he could have done was just kind of take his time, maintain the distance, because he was winning those striking exchanges when he has that distance.
Exactly. And the teep, although it knocked him on his ass, it didn't really. It wasn't a heavy shot, so he got overly excited and ran straight into the double leg. It was a big heavy slam he had as well.
Zara just pinning that arm down of Lukasz,
systematically working his way up here, and this is Derek Hickey's going to be looking very close here. If Lukasz cannot improve his position, he has one of his defensive tools trapped in heavy shots, and
looks like but he did well to get out of it.
I don't think we're going to see Zara going for that armbar again.
I don't think so. Maybe he is with the way he's going to roll here. He's got the back two hooks in.
I'd like to see just keep the position instead of going for the submission. He land the heavy shots and this fight will be ended.
Has both hooks in, landing big strikes. This is all he needs to do right now. Just be consistent.
Asking to fight back is Derek Hickey, and Zillions again. You cannot question the fight in this young man. He is constantly trying to improve his position. Kimura grip.
Push his armpit away, Lukasz. It's nothing here. It's nothing here, Lukasz.
Lukasz may try and turn in. If he keeps turning that way, he may end up inside the full guard of Matvei.
These are heavy shots. The referee looking very closely.
He's almost trying to squeeze out the back door here, but as he's doing that, he's taking heavy shots as punishment. The arm is there, but he's just not on. He's trying to swap it up there. His legs weren't in the right position, and now Lukasz. He needs to scramble. He needs to put up the pace here and try and land some shots. But Zara is like an absolute dog after a bone here with takedowns. He's going for a ride and a big slam.
That's really been the story of the fight, gentlemen. As soon as Lukasz tries to implement anything offensive, you see Matvei shooting in for that strong double, taking his opponent down, establishing the position and earning points in the eyes of the judges.
A dominant grappling display by Matvei Zara, and you think it's going to be enough to get it. He had a moment of scare, but Zillions maybe a rush of blood to the head with that push kick. Yeah. But a good experience by the young man coming up against that type of opponent in MMA. It's going to happen. You have to deal with it. You may as well learn them lessons at amateur level.